Right before we went right before we started recording, it came out that Bo Nix made the top 100 list and came in at number 64. I'm honestly shocked. I'm honestly impressed. I'm honestly excited. And something that we're definitely going to dive in today. Also, we're going to do a recap of training camp. What is the messages that are coming out? What are the teams looking for? Who's going to make the roster? Who's on the roster bubble? And what we expect today from training camp. And then tomorrow, we get full fans, full media, live updates. So we're also going to talk about what we expect to see tomorrow and what do we think Sean Payton is going to put out there for the fans to see. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Thanks for joining another episode of Orange and Blue Blitz.
Tune in, now it's time to sit. Orange and blue, we never quit. Broncos Fridays lit legit. Every week we're bringing grit. Orange and blue, we bring the heat. Podcast grinding can't be beat. Every play, every stop we meet. Blitz so hard it's on repeat. My high dreams we elevate. Break it down, we narrate. From the field to the fan debate. Broncos Country, we dominate. We got the passion, we got the drive. Orange and blue keeps us alive. Every tackle, every stride. It's the Blitz where legends thrive.
What is up, guys? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to another episode of Orange and Blue Blitz, brought to you by Orange and Blue Network in partnership with MHRT. We are here on this beautiful July 24th, Thursday. Training camp has started. Lists have been released. Football is back in action, and I am here with you to talk about it, to discuss it. And today, like I said, we're going to do the training camp recap. And also, we're also going to break down Bo Nix coming in at number 64 on the top 100 list, which people around the league are going to hate on, but apparently coaches and players voted on their peers, and they said Bo Nix was the number 64 best player, not best player in the NFL. So that's a lot of respect for him, a lot of respect for the Broncos, a lot of respect for Sean Payton's pick. Vindicates all of Broncos country, and it's really exciting. So we're definitely going to take a listen. It's about 3.5 minutes. We're just going to sit back. We're just going to listen to what they said about it. We're going to discuss what they said and why they said it. And then we're going to go back into how that carries over momentum into this year, and then a recap of training camp. But guys, before we do, if you are here from MHRT, go ahead over to the Orange and Blue Network, like our video, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with your friends and family. And don't forget to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook, and everywhere you listen to your favorite podcast, guys. We hit the path to 300, and now we're on the path to 539. And as you guys have seen on every social media platform, there will be a Bo Nix jersey giveaway to those who are subscribed. So if you're a subscriber, you have a chance to win a Bo Nix jersey. That's for the path to 539. And then when we get to 750 and we get to 1,000, we'll have giveaways for that as well. But you have to be subscribed to the Orange and Blue Network YouTube channel at a minimum to be a participant in the giveaway. And if you guys are here from the Orange and Blue Network, go ahead over to MHRT and follow them on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch as well. So you can get all their shows, and you can get one of their greatest shows, Wild Wild West, where you can see all the rivals across AFC West on one podcast talking together. And especially with a topic like this coming out, it's going to be pretty interesting to hear what the other teams think. So that's definitely what you guys aren't going to want to miss. And you guys are going to want to hit that notification bell because we have Vivos Los Broncos tomorrow at 6. We don't have a show tonight except for this show today. Normally shows on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but I didn't get to it yesterday. So I'm making sure I'm putting content out there for you guys today, so that way you guys aren't Orange and Blue Network is not absent and you guys have something to listen to, especially with such a big topic as that. But, because preseason is coming up, you guys are going to want to hit the notification bell, because we have the Get Butt Game Day show, which is hosted by me, also with my High Viking Johnny, 1 hour before kickoff. So that includes preseason games when possible. And we have the Bucky Feelings post-game show, which is hosted by Jay the Denver Dream Weaver. So you guys aren't going to want to miss any of those shows. All right, guys, we're going to jump in to we're going to jump into this video. Bo Nix is number 64 out of 100. His peers voted him as one of the top 100 players in the NFL as a rookie. Only 2 rookie quarterbacks made the list, and that's Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix. And so just shout out to Bo Nix and Sean Payton and the work he's put in and the improvement that he made. And this is just another example of that being so. All right, guys, without further ado, let's check it out.
Nix protecting to the back of the end zone.
So, can you take us through the interception in the end zone?
2 games, then only 2 in the next 11. The Broncos rookie took the reins and led his team to the playoffs for the first time in almost a decade.
We played them week 4, and so he was still getting the groove then. And then after that, he just took off. He was getting more decisive, and it was just cool to watch, seeing the throws that he was making. He wasn't making the week before.
Watch the throw by Nick. Even falling backwards.
Went against us, gave him some confidence.
Let's go. Wait to start. Come on. We don't need an invitation. Let's go. We deliver the invitations. Come on. Right down the field. Right down the field.
When did you know that he had the talent to succeed in the NFL?
Yeah, I think we was at Oregon together. I mean, just how much he knew the game already. You get him around the right people, he gonna make a lot of plays.
Nix makes the catch. Touchdown, Denver.
Go, Bo Nix. Let's go, man. Take Bo Nix. Come on. That's some fun.
I got the pleasure of playing with him in college. One thing on his mind at all times is football. When that whole draft class was coming through, everyone was talking about some other quarterbacks being the top one, but I knew that he was one of the best ones in that class, if not the best.
The 6th QB taking the 24th draft, Jaden Daniels, as the only rookie sitting at 100.
Hey, don't get soft on me. Let's go.
He talked a lot more trash than people would think.
Keep in your depth. They're on the squad.
Obviously, we drafted him. I kind of knew he was going to be the guy.
Sean Payton now has a quarterback that can do some of the things that they like to do in New Orleans.
He can really do it all. I mean, him finding ways to maneuver out the pocket, and he just really made it.
Great play by Nix.
I promise. All right. Hey.
Every time, we see Bo throw the ball in the air and he goes on the court, you might as well just count it for a TD.
Right here, and Nix delivers to Sutton.
Hey, boy. Come on.
I told you.
Make the play.
Put our heads out.
Shoot, Bo, I just think he's so calm and collected. You rarely see that from a rookie. You could tell he looked like a vet out there.
Oh, Nix, a lot of poise on that play.
His unique ability to be poised in the pocket, make plays down the field.
There you go, Bo.
Whenever we needed him to make a play, he came through.
4th and 1, and you got to make a play. Bo Nix gets flushed outside the pocket. He's in a double coverage.
Many exceptional years down the road.
Bo Nix, he's taken this team from a 2-6 start to the playoffs for the first time since Peyton Manning. He's just continued to improve every step of the way. He ain't a rookie anymore.
All right. I absolutely love that. That's voted on by the players and his peers. And I think Sean Payton making him captain, saying that he earned it. You got to hear from Nick Benito and Pat Surtain, his other All-Pro teammates, and you also got to hear from his guys in college. And you also got to hear from the announcers. And one thing that was said was his poise in his pocket. He's calm, he's cool, he's collected. I mean, you hear that from his teammates all the time. And you start to see it grow throughout the season. And that's definitely one thing I heard from Solomon Thomas, the Jets defensive tackle, that I heard from Evan Ingram, and I also heard from Talanoa Hufanga, was that we got to watch him grow from afar throughout the season. And I remember, I don't know who it was that said it, but they said that the first 4 weeks of Bo Nix's career was his slump. And so there's that trend line of continuous growth. And this is the first time that the Broncos have had a quarterback head coach duo come back for year 2 since 2014. This is the first time Bo Nix has had the same play caller since, I think, 5, 6, 7 years or something like that, since high school. So for his peers to put him in the top 100 players just shows the great respect they have for him. And I saw a stat earlier was people talk about the Broncos last year, but the Cincinnati Bengals and Joe Burrow only beat one playoff quarterback or one good quarterback last year. And that was Bo Nix. And Bo Nix took him to overtime as a rookie. That's with no run game, no tight end, Cortland Sutton and rookie wide receivers or young wide receivers. So it's only up, and up. And we talked about his ceiling here and his prediction for it was not his prediction for his season, you could say, but definitely his ceiling. If he were to hit this, I think this is what it would be. As Pat Surtain said, he can do it all. He can run, he can throw, he can stay in the pocket. And so one thing that we heard, which is going to be the next transition, is Bo Nix's poise in the pocket. But we are going to get to that right after we give a shout out to our sponsor of this show, Dubby. Dubby was formulated to give you focus and energy with no jitters or crash. Their formula contains vitamins, amino acids, and nootropics, including their patented neurofactor. Dubby contains no calories, no sugar, no maltodextrin, no fillers, no artificial colors. It's definitely better than just drinking water. So you'll be able to put that in there, have some juice if you're tired of just having water, and it's still healthy, so you don't get the bloat, you don't get the crash, you're not getting the calories, and you can go to the gym and burn it off just like water. And it gives you a little taste to it. So you guys go ahead and order some. Don't forget to use code NRWOB10 for 10% off, and send us in the flavor that you got. So guys, don't forget to go over there and get you some Dubby and hit NRWOB10 for 10% off. All right. Training day recap. So what did we hear? Well, we heard from Pat Surtain one day. We heard from Mike McGlinchey. And we heard from Sean Payton. So Sean Payton spoke yesterday. So first off, everyone's healthy except for A.T. Perry. He'll be at training camp. He's just not there for now. So what does that mean? That means Dre Greenlaw. That means Alex Singleton. Both of our inside linebackers are both healthy. Now, Sean Payton also said there are 3 group categories of personnel that get days off. He goes, those who are injured, those who have an injury history, and vets. Those who are recovering from injury, those who have an injury history. So recovering from injury, so that'd be Alex Singleton, that'd be Dre Greenlaw, who are recovering from injury but are out there, so they may have some more days off. Definitely limited preseason. Then you have the second group, which is injury history. So that may be Talanoa Hufanga, definitely J.K. Dobbins, because although those guys are healthy right now, they have an injury history. And you may throw in Evan Ingram. You may. Evan Ingram's been pretty healthy majority of his career. But, whatever the case may be. And then you have vets. So you have Cortland Sutton, you have Garrett Bowles. You're definitely going to have Zach Allen with some days off. Jonathan Franklin Myers, and those vet guys like that. Mike McGlinchey, who are going to have some vet days as well. So other than that, pretty healthy. And Sean Payton said it's been one of the healthiest off seasons he had. he's had so far. And so that's really good. Year 3, being really healthy is really, really good. So that was number 1. Health was good. Health ended up being good. Speaking of health, Evan Ingram and Talanoa Hufanga were pretty much full participants in OTAs. And so they didn't get injured. They went through the 6-week break and they came back and they stayed healthy. So that's good. Looks good going into the season. Let's pray that we can maintain that because these guys are important. Number 2 on the training camp, J.K. Dobbins is been officially a Bronco, but he's officially a Bronco out there. Now, the report was that the order of running backs that they saw was J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey, Jaleel McLaughlin, Tyler Bidet, Audric Estime. I think that J.K. Dobbins will be their first running back. I think, and one thing that Sean Payton said, we're gonna have to have. Let's see if we can get the producer to start clipping these and having these saved. Start clipping some of these press conferences so that we can show them. But one thing that Sean Payton said was that J.K. Dobbins is a quick study. He's a very quick study, and it was important for him to get him at least one day of minicamp, which he did. But he said he's a quick study. He's had 6 weeks off to acclimate. Probably stayed in Denver. Probably worked out, running the playbook, and so now he's back. And Sean Payton said he's a quick study. So with J.K. Dobbins veteran, being a veteran, with J.K. Dobbins being healthy, with J.K. Dobbins being a quick study, I think he's going to be running back 1. And I think that we don't understand now, as Broncos country, we will. Same thing with Evan Ingram, how good of a signing this was, because it completely alleviates almost all pressure from R.J. Harvey. R.J. Harvey has now turned into almost like for Sean Payton's offense, it's a necessity, but it's a luxury at the same time, because R.J. Harvey can now get the ball when he needs to, not because we need him to. You understand the difference? R.J. Harvey can get the ball when he needs to, not because we need him to. If we didn't sign J.K. Dobbins, we would have needed R.J. Harvey to get the ball. Now with J.K. Dobbins, R.J. Harvey can get, Sean Payton can be calculated in the things he gives R.J. Harvey, and R.J. Harvey can definitely be that perfect change of pace back, and definitely a great receiving back out the backfield. And so J.K. Dobbins allows R.J. Harvey to do exactly what Sean Payton drafted him to do, and that's definitely going to pay dividends for that. So J.K. Dobbins being there elevates everything. Definitely lifts the floor, and definitely lifts the floor in that running back room for sure. And he's also healthy. But Jaleel McLaughlin being running back 3, what they saw the pecking order, I agree with that. Jaleel McLaughlin has Sean Payton's trust. He was the more consistent back last year. We know he can't do it all, but when he did have a chance to do it, he did it. He can catch the ball at the backfield and score touchdowns in the red zone. He can, when like against Cincinnati, against Atlanta, when he gets going and you give him the ball, he can go. He can go inside in between the tackles when you need him to. He can go. So I think, and he had a good OTA, so I think that he'll be running back 3. And then the report at 104.3 was, I think Philip Lindsay said so because he was paying attention to it, was Tyler Bidet was running back 4 and Audric Estime was running back 5. And I'm going to tell you why I agree with this. Number 1, focusing on Tyler Bidet first. Tyler Bidet has had a good offseason. Tyler Bidet is healthy. Tyler Bidet last year, when shown can be explosive, can run the ball, he's shown he can catch the ball at the backfield, because his first play as a Bronco was a catch at the backfield by Russell Wilson for a touchdown. He can burst through the line and run. Also, Sean Payton said he's a good pass blocker. So he's turning out to be a very well-rounded running back. And I think he has the possibility of taking that running back 3 spot, maybe in the middle of the season, if not next year. And then that's why Tyler Bidet deserves to be running back 4. Why Audric Estime deserves to be running back 5 is because, number 1, Audric Estime has a fumbling issue. And we don't know if that fumbling issue has been abated or whether it's still there. Number 2, Audric Estime is young and he's kind of one-dimensional, if you can call him one-dimensional, because the fumbling issue takes away that dimension. So he's kind of in limbo. And I could see Audric Estime being on the practice squad this year, and taking away Blake Watson's spot because Blake Watson can't stay healthy. So that's the running back room so far. It's Dobbins, Harvey, Jalil, Bidet, Estimate. I think that's a good running back room. I think it's going to be a productive running back room. Now, moving on to, the offensive line. We talked about the running back. We talked about Bo Nix already. Let's go to receivers. Courtland Sutton's waiting for his extension. He was at training camp. Sean Payton basically said was like he's a full participant. He did everything. He was practicing. There wasn't any limited practices, but he said Courtland Sutton's a vet, so he's going to get vet days. Excuse me. I'm interested in seeing, Vele, Franklin, and Mims. These three guys are actually key this year. Respect to those guys. They were the receivers there when we went to the playoffs last year. And so a year two and year three jump from all of them at the same time would be absolutely astounding and prove Sean Payton right again. The one I'm interested in seeing the most is probably a tie between Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin. More Troy Franklin than Marvin Mims because we've seen Marvin Mims the last half of the season really just boost and blow up. And so we know he can do all types of things. But I think this preseason is really going to be for Troy Franklin. He's going to have a different route tree. He knows the playbook more. He's had a good offseason. And I really want to see him run after the catch and have defense and him stress the defense. Have defenses have to worry about him. So I'm interested to see how that goes. We're going to hear more about that tomorrow, maybe even a little more about it today, but definitely more about it tomorrow. Depending on how training camp goes, there's no promises, guys. We don't have a show today, but depending on how it goes, when I get off work a little bit early today, so I may come in and do a night live show. So we'll just have to see, if depending on how much we hear today. And so Bailey's back because Bailey's healthy as well. But I'm more interested to see Troy Franklin. I want to see him develop. I think he's very underrated, and I think he has untapped potential. And I think Sean Payton sees that, and now I want to see it. But that covers the offense for the most part. Evan Ingram, I definitely really, really, really want to hear about him Friday. That's who I want to hear about the most. I want to see Troy Franklin the most. I want to hear about Evan Ingram the most. I really want to hear about him the most. He's a huge asset that's going to open up the middle of the field, and it's not just going to be Courtland Sutton who's going to be in the middle of the field. But now you're going to have two personnel you're going to have to worry about. And I expect to see a lot of levels concept. Levels concept is where you have different levels of receivers attacking similar parts of the field. So you could have in routes. Do you have dig routes or in routes that are both targeting the middle of the field? But it makes the linebacker have to choose whether he wants to focus on the inside level or the lower level, or he wants to focus on the upper level, which is behind him. So you have a level in front of the linebacker, a level behind the linebacker, and you're going to want to make the linebacker choose. Whichever one the linebacker doesn't choose, you go to the opposite one. While simultaneously, you have the safety in the back. So you're probably going to want to throw a route that takes away the safety, so that way he can't jump that upper level route. So I expect to see a lot of those with Evan Ingram and Courtland Sutton attacking the middle of the field. But moving on to defense, one thing that I heard, if you guys listen to 104.3, I don't know how much this is, but when they said on defense, the first reps wasn't Pat Surtain and Riley Moss. It was Pat Surtain and Jahdae Barron. That is interesting because I know he can play outside, but I don't see him as a primary outside defender, mainly due to his size. Because when we play guys like the Bengals, I don't want a rookie on Jamar Chase. I want Pat Surtain on Jamar Chase, but I also don't want a 5'10 rookie, 5'10", 5'11 rookie on T. Higgins. I'd rather put Riley Moss back out there, if I'm being honest, and put him at the slot. But that's what I'm hearing. The coaches know better. So that's definitely something we're going to want to look out for. Also, our inside linebackers were healthy, and we talked about that. And Sean Payton said that Dre Greenlaw looked good. My worry isn't Dre Greenlaw. My worry is Alex Singleton. I'm hoping there's one player who I think that can rise from the ashes and actually make a play for either linebacker 3 or linebacker 2, and that's Neville Bailey. That's definitely Lavelle Bailey. So Lavelle Bailey is one of the most underrated guys on this team that I think he could make a push. If he builds and stacks on what he did last year and definitely learns the playbook more, he's definitely a guy that I can see making a push for that. But guys, that's going to conclude today's show of Orange and Blue Blitz. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your friends and family. If we don't see you tonight, guys, we'll definitely see you tomorrow for another episode. Not tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow for Viva's Los Broncos at 6 p.m. And if we don't have a show tonight, we'll have another show tomorrow afternoon. So, guys, I'm going to give you guys a mile high salute. Go Broncos.
We confide.